Alright, hey guys, so right now we're going to learn how to ride a motorcycle. This is a 2006 GSX-R 600 that my friend is letting me borrow at the moment. So, standard sport bike, Suzuki GSX-R. We'll learn how to ride it today, use some shots of it. Pretty awesome bike. So when you get on the bike, safest way, always get on from the left side, because if you get on from the right side you risk hitting the muffler, which is typically hot. That's why you don't get off on the right side either. So when you get on left side of the bike, hold the brake so it doesn't roll forward on you and fall off the kickstand. Put the kickstand up whenever you're ready. I do it now because I'm standing on the bike and we're good. Keys already here. We'll go to on. Make sure your kill switch is not in the off position. In Suzuki's, I don't know why, but they're weird. I don't mind it. Everyone else gets annoyed. But you have to have the clutch in when you start. So clutch in, on. Alright, bike's on. We're good. With motorcycles, they're not very heavy. Like, they're heavy for, like, bikes can be heavy for their size, but in comparison to how much power they have, they're not heavy at all. So when you let out in the clutch, then you can start moving without ever touching the gas. You don't need it unless it's like a really small bike, then maybe it needs a little more oomph, but initially you don't really need gas. And if you're just first, like, ever getting on a motorcycle, giving it gas is probably not what you're ready for yet. It's not needed. So we'll go over some stuff. We have throttle here, front brake, left handlebar, clutch. Down here on the left side of your bike is shifting. So clutch and the shifter down here. On the right side of your bike is braking. So front brake and rear brake right there. That's easy to remember. Right is braking, left is shifting. Keep that in mind. This is just a brake fluid reservoir, triple tree down to your forks, mirrors, gauges. That's all very simple. Start button, kill switch, hazards, blinkers, horn, high beams. Now we know what everything is. They're all labeled, you should know. Gas tank, obviously. Okay. So when you want to start, just stand on the bike, get a feel for the weight either side. Make sure your feet are planted so you don't risk falling off, falling over. It's not fun dropping your bike. So when you want to start, you're in neutral now. It's always good to have neutral. The way the gears go is going to be neutral and then down for one, half click up back into neutral, another half click in the second, and then third, and then fourth, fifth, and sixth, depending if you have 5 or 6. So it's sequential. It goes in order, besides neutral being between 1 and 2. So if you start all the way at the bottom, it'll be 1, neutral, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 if you have a 6. But if you're starting in neutral, it's down 1 into first, and then up through neutral into second, and then third, fourth, fifth. So when you start off, you're ready, you clutch in the shift. Remember, shifting is on our left, so we take our left foot and we go down in the first. Okay, now we're down in the first. Now when we're going to start off, we're just going to want to roll the bike, get a feel for when I let the clutch out, we need to feel when it engages the engine and transmits our power to the rear wheel to move us forward. So our throttle right here, I'm not going to touch it. Like, I'm going to leave my hand on the triple tree just to show you don't need it. So we're just going to let the clutch out and we're rolling. Then we're going to pull it in and come to a stop and let the clutch out. Oh, okay, there it is. Now we know that one spot that we have to get to, and that's when the bike will start moving. And look, the bike's not even close to stalling. If you let it out slow enough, you're not going to stall. You just have to find that spot that gets you moving. And just experiment with that. Make sure you can, on any command, like whenever you need to, oh, that's my spot, that's where I get power. That's my spot, that's where I get power. And you walk the bike and you're good. No gas, never touched it. Hands are right here, I promise you. You don't need it, you're good. So once you get that done, then you can try to let it out enough. Don't use the throttle, but just feet up. I didn't use any gas and I'm moving. Not even, I never touched the gas. I'm still not touching the gas and I'm rolling straight. Okay, clutch in, come back down to a stop. Put your feet down, make sure your stance is good again. All right, so now we just took off, never using the gas. And we'll do it again. We'll just let the clutch out. Clutch is all the way out. I'm not doing anything. The bike's rolling on its own right now. We're gonna turn around. All right, clutch in and stop again. All right, so that's the first exercise you should try, is just figuring out, like, without letting it all the way out, just figure out where it engages and walk with the bike, pull it back in, stop, walk with the bike for a little bit, pull it in and stop. Then you'll know where it engages. Then you can practice letting it out all the way and just rolling. Look, still, I have no gas and we're doing 7 miles an hour. Just no gas, nothing. Granted, this is a little bit downhill, there's glass, avoid the glass. Nothing's going on. We just still no gas and we're moving. The bike will do it all on its own, trust me. So once you do that, now we're just rolling around the parking lot. We don't need it. We don't need to do anything. I'm not doing anything. It's just rolling on its own. I promise you. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right. So clutch in, coast, come to a stop. So now we're gonna, when you're shifting and you want to get into second gear, we start in neutral, right? And we said we go down in the first, then up through neutral in the second, and then 3, 4, 5. Now the lever will always return to its center position. It'll come back down and return to that position, but just because it comes back down doesn't mean you back into the lower gear. Don't confuse that. If you go up in the third, you're in third, it just won't stick in the third. Like the lever won't stay in that upward position. It'll come back down to its return home location. So we're gonna go down in the first, and then pull up on your left foot through neutral into second, and then you're in the next gear. Now, when you're shifting, you need to try to ease the transfer of power through the bike. We do that with the clutch and letting off of the gas. So after we start rolling in first, so we go down on our left foot in the first, and we'll let go, and we'll roll. We'll start rolling. We're rolling. Okay. All right, we're rolling. Now you want to go into second. So we're gonna go clutch in. I'm gonna go around this corner here real quick. We're gonna go clutch in, let off the gas, pull up into second, clutch out, and roll back on the gas. Okay, I'll do it right now. So we're going. Second. Now we're second gear. Clutch is back out. We're just rolling again in second. So now I'll stop and show you guys that again. It's kind of like, think about a washcloth, like you're wringing out a washcloth. It's the easiest way to think about this. So we go back, we clutch in, back into neutral, coast to a stop. We're good. So you want to do a gas, no gas, clutch in, shift up, slowly let the clutch out, roll on the power. It's this kind of motion. It's what we want. Okay? So we're gonna go down in the first, start moving. Okay. Off the gas, clutch in, upshift, let the clutch out, roll back on the throttle. Second gear. That's done. So now let's try third the same way. Let off, clutch in the third, let the clutch out, back on the throttle. Now we're in third. There's shifting. Very, very easy once you get the hang of it. It's all about, like I said earlier, is that clutch engagement point that you find. You have to find that spot where power is there compared to the point when you pull the clutch in and power is not there. So it's kind of like the clutch is pretty much the most important thing on your bike that you need to make sure you know how to use. And all you have to do is spend a little bit of time just going around with it and feeling where it engages and where it doesn't engage. Alright guys, so next we need to learn how to turn on our bike. We can go straight, we can shift, we need to learn how we turn it. So, the biggest thing you have to think about is it is like riding a bike. You turn the handlebars and you turn the bike, but your weight matters a lot on a motorcycle. So if I lean on the left of the bike, it just automatically wants to go left. The way that like my body weight is on the left and we're going left. And then if I change my body weight and I'm leaning on the right, it wants to go right. You want to make sure your weight is centered or wherever you need it to for turning. But when you're at slow speeds, if you're going straight down a road, there's a thing called counter steering that is kind of like when you see people drifting in their cars and they're going right but they're going right but they're turned left and all that kind of like opposite. That's true for cars, but it's also true for bikes, but not when, well, kind of when you're drifting, yes, but more like just when you're turning is I can go straight down this road and yeah, I can go straight. But if I want to go to my right, if I push left on my handlebars, I will start going to my right. I'll show you when I go back around. I know it's hard to think about, but I'll give you another analogy once I show you real quick. So we're going straight down the road here, and I kind of want to go to my right a little bit. So I'm going to take my one arm, push left, and the bike will lean to the right. It's going way right and I'm pushing left. You just kind of have to feel it. And the same way with the other side. If I go and I push left, it starts tilting to the left if I push right on it. And if I push right, it starts going to the left. It's something that I'll explain it to you real quick right now. I'll turn the bike off and explain it. So what happens when you counter steer is, imagine you have, right here we'll do it, imagine you have a solo cup, just a typical solo cup or any cup really because it's tapered. You have a fat side and you have a skinny side. The same way that your tire is set up on your motorcycle, where in the center is the long side and then as it tapers around you get a short side on the outside. So if we go back to our cup here, we have the base of the cup and then the spout is up here where you drink. If you roll that cup on the floor, it's going to roll in a circle like this. It's going to roll around in a circle and it's going to want to go left towards the short side. If you turn it around and the short side's here and the long side is here, it's going to want to go right. That's the same thing that happens with these tires here. We have a long side here and a short side here, a long side here and a short side here. So when you turn the wheel just a little bit to, let's say we turn it this way, you're going to ride on this side of the tire and it's going to pull you in where there's a long side and a short side. You always go towards the short side. That's just how it is. It's just the way it rolls. So when you push your wheel or your tire, whatever, when you push on the right side, you see, when you push on the right side and the handlebars go left, that means that this contact patch is now touching the road, whereas this one is not. And so your short side here will go that way. That's counter steering. So you push right to go right, and you push left to go left. And it's weird because even though you're pointed this way, you're going this way. It's the way the tires run on the road. There's counter steering. So you want to think about that when you go around corners. Is when you switch lanes, you don't have to turn the wheel like you would in a car. You just you want to go into the right lane, push right a little bit, and it'll go and gradually go in the right. And that's all you need. Once you feel the weight of your bike, that's all you need to change lanes. And it makes it a lot easier with less input to do what you have to do on your bike. So that we've gone over the clutch initially, where the engage point is. We've gone over that you can move on your bike without giving it a whole bunch of gas and being that guy revving your motor. And We've gone over some shifting, where you do the washcloth. You do you're on the throttle, off the throttle, clutch in, shift up, clutch out, roll back on the throttle, and make it smooth transition like a washcloth. And then we've gone over your counter steering, where you just, if you push right to go right, and you push left to go left. So that's the basics to riding your motorcycle. Turning, shifting, and moving. Braking is also very, I mean, I can't say easy, I've been doing this for a while, but when you go to brake, you just want to make sure that you don't slam them. The thing about bikes is if this front wheel locks up because you hit the brakes too hard, you're going to go down immediately, because all of the weight behind you is moving forward. That's not moving at all, and it's all going to, it sets off the balance of the bike, and you're going to go down. It's just how it is. There's a GoPro down here? I didn't know that. Cool. Okay, I'll use that. Okay, so you're going to go down at that point. It's just how it is. So make sure you are very, very careful with your front brake. You don't want to overdo that. Plus, when you're braking, you're supposed to use both brakes simultaneously to keep the balance between the speed of your tires in unison. That's the thing. The main thing about motorcycling is keep everything in unison. Keep it balanced. Keep it working together as one unit, as that machine that you have. So there's the basics about riding a motorcycle. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I know it was kind of quick, and maybe some people don't understand the way I explain things. I tried my best with my analogies. But yeah, definitely, if you get the chance, check it out. If you're learning, just, I don't know, rewatch the video and figure out whatever you need to. Or just, like I said, ask me questions. I'll answer them for you. But you guys get out there and ride and be safe. Be good riders, not bad riders. We don't want any bad riders. We don't want any crashes, and we don't want anyone getting hurt, but we want people to have fun. So, like I said, let me know what you guys think. If you need help with anything, just send me a message or comment. I will definitely do my best to help you guys, and I will see you later. I'm gonna get home and get some sleep. Peace.